Hello once again, fellow YouTubers. Today's subject matter is WTF, you grown woman. So I met this lady, pretty close in age, and in the beginning we talked it out and we talked about the do's and don'ts and mutual respect. And I did tell her a lot of things that I really didn't care for, and she told me things that she didn't care for. Now, I've been nothing but respectful for her preferences. And I thought maybe she would be mature enough to understand that I was 100% serious. So this morning, I was getting ready for work. I'll say about 5 o'clock, she started texting. And then she started being very silly and very annoying. And it was all in reference to my do's and don'ts and my preferences. And not only did she do that, when she realized that I wasn't going to say anything in reference to it, she thought it was so important to let me know that she was doing that just to get under my skin. Well, listen here, lady. It's 5:30 in the morning. I don't need you annoying me, especially after we agreed on mutual respect. Now, for you to continue to do that, and here I am still respecting you the way that I generally do, you proceeded to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. And I felt like you're too grown for this, number one. Number two, I'm way too grown to even allow this. And I just shrugged it off. And I didn't say anything else. I was like, well, let me get ready for work just to blow her off. And I proceeded to look up some things that was in reference to her and in reference to me. Now, I sent her a text message in reference to things about her and reference to things about me when it comes to horoscope. She immediately went back to the foolishness. So I just dropped it, because my thing is, if you just want to irritate somebody, don't you have kids and grandkids you can irritate? Especially when you say you're looking to meet someone, mature and respectful. Now, a question I have is, how could you ladies sit out here and say you're looking for a mature, respectful man, but you don't think you have to respect him? I have a big issue with that. There's no mutual respect, and that's not for all the women. It's just this one right here warranted this conversation by her doing that. And I'm trying to get you guys out of this immediate sunlight, but it doesn't seem like it's happening well enough. But I tried to do my best, and I know she knew where she was going with it in the beginning, and that's why she continued to do it today, or this morning rather. And thinking I was going to say something. It irritated me. I'm not going to lie. It irritated the F out of me this morning, because it's too early in the morning for this foolishness. And once I ended it this morning, I figured, well, okay, she would catch on to the fact that I caught on to the fact that she was trying to annoy me. And 3 hours later, when I reached back out to her, she hadn't grown up yet. She hadn't matured yet. And yes, I love to play. I love to have a good time. But when someone is very strict and very direct about things they don't care for, don't agitate that person just by trying to be a nut. Don't do that. Especially if in the beginning you want to be in a relationship. You hit me with all the stuff. We pretty much canceled out all that other stuff she wanted to talk about, and I gave her my honest opinion on views on when it came to certain matters that I had already said that those matters are private to me, but she insisted on wanting to talk about them, and I let her know how I felt about them. And I said, well, first of all, you have to understand something. When people say that it's personal and they rather not talk about it, table it for a later discussion. You don't beat nobody up and try to get the information out of them. But this morning really tested me because of the way that she carried on, simply trying to annoy me with this morning's text messages. And it was to the point where I really wanted to say something very negative, but still, I decided to give her all the respect that I said that I will do and that I continue to do. And to be honest with you, I'm expecting her to call this afternoon, and I'm going to have a very strict, firm, direct conversation with her on her foolishness, and that I'm not the one to play with like that, because how can you want to be taken seriously when you're playing like this on things that somebody said they don't care for? And then on top of that, at 5:30 in the morning, when you obviously know I'm getting ready for work, and I know it's a little earlier than you normally get up. So if you just roll over and figure, well, I'll just mess with him today. Don't mess with me, because now, as good as I was feeling last night about our conversations, it went down 40%. And it's simply because people don't really take you seriously when it's time to be serious about something. Do not ask me a serious question if you don't expect a serious answer. You know, and that is it's just that simple. I did not care for what she did, so that's why I'm titling this WTF, grown woman, because y'all know what that stands for, but I just couldn't understand for the life of me what made her want to do something like that. And she's not the first one, and I'm not making this about every woman or this, that, and the third. But with the last few very mature conversations we've had, and she knew I stood firm on a lot of things, but here you go doing this anyway. If you're gonna crack a joke, make that joke then. Don't ride that joke for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, I know, y'all, I should have just started ignoring her right from the jump. I gave her time to try to recoup and recover and say, hey, he's really serious. But she didn't. But I kept it very serious, very polite this morning. And actually a little bit on the professional side, because I tried to switch it up and talk about work. But she went right back to it. So this is going to be a long conversation this afternoon. That's if she calls, because I think she knows now that, I think he was too serious. I better back off. But no, it won't be an argument. It's just, I'm just going to stand firm on my beliefs, just like she does. Now, if I can respect you and your wishes, ladies, you have to learn to respect that man and his wishes. That's how people get along. So, but anyway, I'm going to continue my walk out here on this beautiful day in the park. And I'm going to ask you all, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's growing slowly. That's not a complaint. I'm just saying, I'm being patient, but I could use a few more new subscribers. So this is your first time seeing this channel and seeing me, please subscribe. And to all of you that has already subscribed, you already know that I thank each and every one of you. Until next time, later.